the largest epidemic world has ever seen. Any disease which you can think of, you close your eyes and think of a disease, is much more common in people who are obese. Cancer of liver, cancer of food pipe, cancer of stomach, cancer of colon, rectum, pancreas, these are all many folds higher incidence in people who are obese. It is our lifestyle which is becoming more and more urbanized, more modern. Lack of eating the balanced food is also called malnutrition. People are eating not healthy. People are eating fast food which is rich in carbohydrates and sugar. They are more focused on devices. Increased cholesterol, increased blood pressure and diabetes. These three diseases are becoming much more common in younger population. They don't take it lightly that बच्चा है अभी बड़ा होगा तो ठीक हो जाएगा. Obsession which we have for eating, unfortunately, all of us are part of it. It has to go.
Hi, I'm Shreyasa Vijay and you're watching Ritam. 4th March is World Obesity Day. Recently, WHO declared obesity a ticking time bomb. As per WHO, every 1 in 8 people is suffering with obesity, and that makes more than 1 billion people worldwide. India is also facing a growing concern of obese population, and to talk more about that, today we have with us Dr. DeepGoel, who is the Principal Director and Head of Department, Surgical Gastroenterology, Laparoscopic and Bariatric Surgery at BLK Max Hospital, New Delhi. Thank you so much for joining us today. Sir, in India, almost 1 in 4 adults is suffering with obesity, and this trend is continuously rising. And if nothing changes, as per studies, the rate of obese people in India will rise by 80% in 2035. So why do you think this trend is rising? Why is India facing this trend of obesity?
First of all, Shreya, we are not proud of these figures in India. We would like to be number 1 in so many other things, but obviously not when it comes to obesity or diabetes. We don't feel nice about it. And coming to your question, why it is happening, it is a multifactorial thing. It is our lifestyle which is becoming more and more urbanized, more modern. We keep eating junk foods, lack of exercise, genetic predisposition and malnutrition. When I say malnutrition, normally when we say malnutrition, one feels that it is the lack of eating. No. Lack of eating the balanced food is also called malnutrition. So when you eat more protein, you are healthier. When you eat more sugary food, more carbohydrate food, food which is more rich in fat, then leads to malnutrition. So it is multifactorial, and I think it's a high time that we should take cognizance of this and act on it.
So are there any specific factors that are contributing to its rise, especially among youngsters?
People are eating not healthy. People are eating fast food which is rich in carbohydrates and sugar. People are becoming more introvert. What I mean by introvert is that they are more focused on devices like mobile phone, video games, computers, not going out to play outdoor games like in our times. So all this is contributing to bad health and obesity.
So what are the health implications of obesity?
Any disease which you can think of, you close your eyes and think of a disease, is much more common in people who are obese. Starting from diabetes, increased blood pressure, increased cholesterol, sleep apnea, cancer, arthritis, neurological disorders, heart attack, name any disease. Recently, WHO has declared 13 cancers which are more common in obese people, and these cancers start from top to bottom. I am more concerned with gastrointestinal cancer, which is our area of expertise, and we find that cancer of liver, cancer of food pipe, cancer of stomach, cancer of colon, rectum, pancreas, these are all many folds higher incidence in people who are obese. So we need to protect our fellows, our colleagues, our friends, younger generation from this pandemic.
So as you rightly said that we are not going out, we are becoming more introvert, and this has led to rise of obesity among children. Today 20 to 30% children under the age of 18 in India are suffering from obesity. So can we say that we are suffering from an epidemic of childhood obesity?
It is an epidemic, there is no debate about it. It's the largest epidemic world has ever seen of a non-communicable disease. And if we do not act now, as I was saying, that there are so many ill effects of obesity which we will be dealing, leave apart the obesity itself.
So you named several diseases like diabetes, hypertension. So generally these are age-associated diseases. But are you witnessing such diseases in obese children also?
increased cholesterol, increased blood pressure, and diabetes. These three diseases are becoming much more common in younger population, and also we are seeing rise in cancers in younger population, which may not be only related to the obesity itself, but there's a trend of more younger and younger people getting affected by cancer.
But there's a norm among people that eating less is the only solution to obesity. Is that right?
So I would rephrase it.
Okay.
Eating right and living healthily is associated with less obesity, rather than saying eating less. You eat less is definitely, quantity is important, but you eat less but you don't eat healthy and you don't exercise or you don't do any physical activity may not help you in reducing the weight.
Alright, so what can we do to prevent obesity?
So we have to learn to live healthily. We all have to encourage each other, starting from parents, starting from your friends in the family. Everybody has to realize that this obsession which we have for eating, unfortunately all of us are part of it, it has to go. If you see our upbringing, if you just go back into when you were a kid, you are only talking about food at home. When you're going out to school, your mother is asking, अरे टिफिन ले लिया, खाना खा लिया, दूध पी लिया,
शाम को क्या खाएंगे,
शाम को क्या खाओगे, जब आप आए स्कूल से, then also the same thing, बेटा खाना खा लिया था, टिफिन खत्म कर लिया था, अब क्या खाओगे? So आप पढ़ नहीं रहे हो तो अरे पढ़ लो, तुम्हें पिज़्ज़ा खिलाएंगे. So our even incentivization is in the form of food. And we think that when there's a child and you make him eat chola bhatura, ghee, parantha, it doesn't matter because abhi bachcha hai, growing age. It's not that. You are spoiling his taste buds. And once you get used to of these taste buds, it's very difficult for us to leave them. At the age of 50 or 45, you say, अरे अभी तो तुम बड़े हो गए हो, अभी ये घी ठीक नहीं है, जिसको अभी तक हम बोल रहे थे बहुत अच्छा है ना? But your taste buds now don't know how to eat a paratha without butter. So it's very difficult for them to say कि अरे अभी छोड़ दो. So I think we have to learn to adopt healthy habits from the beginning, and also encourage our children to go out and play physical activities, pick up an outdoor sport rather than picking up a video game. The government and the industry also have to come together to formulate strict guidelines about what kind of food should be served, what kind of food should be made. So all high calorie drinks, where it's rich of sugar and carbohydrates, there should be a limit to how much you can have. And we must not encourage, we should not lure them into drinking those kinds of drinks and foods.
Alright, so but apart from that advertisement and food industry, how can we combat this obesity issue on a national level?
So as I said, the government and the industry has to sit together and realize that it is not only about making profits, it's about being a responsible citizen, and we need to make sure that our nation is healthy. And for that, I think warnings on the food, that this food contains this much calories, this much sugar, in a board letter should be written, like we do it for cigarette pack, that at least we are telling that person that whatever you are consuming has so many calories, has so much of sugar, and so let him make an informed decision. Today we write calorie content in a very, very fine print and small print, sometimes not even
we generally
readable.
Ignore that.
Exactly, not even readable. So I think there are certain things where we can give them subsidies, industry, to produce healthy food. These are some of the things which government can do.
So as a parent or a caregiver, what are the symptoms that one should not ignore in children about obesity?
So children, if he's definitely beyond a certain age and beyond a certain weight, one must be careful that now don't take it lightly that बच्चा है, अभी बड़ा होगा तो ठीक हो जाएगा. See what we can change in his lifestyle, how we can make it healthier. Counsel him, encourage him to go out and play, encourage him to eat healthy. I think these are the things, rather than encouraging him to or incentivizing him to eat more and unhealthy food. Let us incentivize him, for eating healthier food and going out and playing.
But how can we determine that if our children is just obese or just overweight?
So there are various methods of doing it, and normally what we follow is a body mass index, which is weight in kilograms divided by height in meter square. So normal BMI normally is between 18 to 23. So anybody who has a BMI of more than 24 up to 30 is class 1 obesity. Then when we go beyond 30 to till 35 is class 2, above 35 class 3, and beyond that supermorbid obese. So these are different grades of obesity. Our aim should remain within the healthy limits of 18 to 23.
When we talk about obesity, we generally talk about food and our lifestyle, healthy habits, but we ignore the fact that mental health also lead to obesity.
Absolutely. I think very good question, Shreya. What we have seen, these people who are obese, a significant percentage of them are also suffering from mental agony, different kinds of mental pressures. The spectrum of mental health is very broad, and some people become very introvert. They don't want to go out, and then it becomes a vicious cycle. Your relationship with your partner changes. So imagine if a child is telling her mom or dad that please don't come for my parent-teacher meeting, because he is expecting or she is expecting when his parents come to parent-teacher meeting, probably he will be bullied or made fun of. There's
a social stigma around
it, and it plays on your mind. And then it can lead to extreme situations. We have to make sure that we learn to live healthy life. If we are becoming overweight, we take measures at that point of time. Don't let it go.
What are the prevention and cure of obesity?
Prevention is only that living healthily.
Okay.
And cure is again that you have to work harder and harder and harder. But people who have gone for some reason beyond a particular limit, and they are not able to reduce weight on their own, then there is help available. We do bariatric surgery, it's called obesity surgery, by laparoscopic method or robotic method, which is an excellent way of losing weight in people who deserve it. I'm not saying that everybody who is overweight should undergo this, but beyond a certain point, BMI more than 35 in people who do not have any problem, and people who have severe diabetes, maybe BMI more than 30 can be considered for this kind of procedure, and this is a life-changing procedure again for people who deserve it. Don't take it lightly, but it can change your life for better.
Alright, so today is for World Obesity Day. So would you like to give a message around that?
I would say that it is time that we guys have to take things in our hand, and we can't take our life lightly. We need to live healthily, and we should send a message to all of our friends, family, children that health is wealth, as our elders used to say. So do some kind of physical activity on regular basis and eat healthily. Whatever you eat, if you are just careful and mindful that what you are eating is rich in, say, sugar, I will exercise more today because I've eaten this kind of food. So if you are just conscious about what you are eating and go around and find a way to do more exercise, burn more calories, I think you're fine.
Alright, sir. Thank you so much for talking to us. It was a really insightful conversation.
Thank you.